Do you? Oh, I guess your competitive days, although they were glorious, they were short. Did you put a lot into the morning surf?
I was always a get up in the dark, light a fire on the beach. Second it got light enough to see, paddle out kind of guy. So, yeah, I reckon I did. I really did. I didn't do a whole lot of competing when I was growing up other than sort of board riders and a few regional comps and state titles and whatnot. But never really, forced my way into that upper echelon. But, yeah, always a warm-up surf for me. Never sat around. I couldn't stand it. Too much froth, Jess. What about you?
I morning surf every day of the week. Yep. Especially when I was at events, it didn't matter where we were in the world. Actually, one time, Trent and I went for a morning surf and didn't realise that it was 8-foot Newcastle.
Ooh,
and just got swept
that'll do
so
it.
far down the beach.
It's so classic. Newcastle especially you can turn up, be 3 foot in the arvo. Next morning, it's just macking. But speaking of macking, we've got Macklin out there. It's a round of 96, heat number 1. So I think we're going to see another lift in performance. You know, every single time you get through a round, you see that the standard just leapfrog to another place. Macklin Flynn has been on fire, hasn't he? He's really hit a bit of form in the back half of this year's regional Q campaign. I think he got what did he get over there in the Philippines? Was it a third?
He got a fifth.
A fifth, yeah. So quarters over there, and
then he got a third in the Cape
That's
Naturalist.
right.
So he's coming off 2 big results.
Yeah, well, his finals day, consecutive finals day, he'd love to do that again. But this guy, he is representing Taiwan. That's a really good start. 2 powerfuls off the lips. Macklin, I think more than anything, though, he's just been dropping memorable little clips here and there where he'll get, one of the waves of the day or do one of the big punts, and he's sort of really making a bit of a statement about his run or his place on the regional queue, I should say.
I think as well, he's so well versed in so many different conditions. I'll get back to that because Chu Chin Hao starts this heat off with a 2.83. Love that second turn. Kind of kicked the fins off of it. Can confirm he's just come back from a surf trip in Oz. So he's getting a little bit of practice with these guys. But Mac, like we were just saying, so well versed in so many different types of conditions. And really impressed me in the Philippines. I didn't know he had that kind of technique in a barrel. So I think kind of proving that, showing, I don't know, that when you come from WA and you get comfortable in those more hectic type of waves, it pays off when you come to this level.
Oh, geez, that first turn was nice. Big up and over. We didn't get that on the initial replay as we were sticking with the Taiwanese surfer. It's a good tap in there. Yeah, the thing I love about, the modern world is that you can make a name for yourself with just a couple of Instagram drops, Dane Henry's a perfect example of that. At the start of the year, everyone in Australia has sort of had a bit of a beat on Dane for a while. He's been one of the best up-and-comers. But at the start of the year, he just went global with a free surf up at home, 2 big backflips and a couple of big full rotors. And next thing you know, everyone in the world's like, who is this grommet? And since then, you kind of ride that energy, you ride that momentum, and I think Mac Flynn is experiencing a bit of that right now because in the last month, I've seen at least 3 clip drops from him where you just went, who is this kid? He is mad.
Yeah, he's insane. This is Alex McGuffin, another WA surfer, so still has that kind of, I want to say underground mongrel. I feel like West Australians have, they're so humble, but discreetly very competitive, maybe even more competitive than what you would ever imagine. And Alex has a dig. When it's big, he's the first guy out there just going for it.
Yeah, he charges, doesn't he? But his small wave game is not to be underestimated. Another kid from over there in WA, and see that just cracks it into the lip. Not a whole lot to work with. Still manages to get that extra bit of spray. And the judges will be really rewarding anyone who can find power through the lip out here today because it's a tricky wave, this one. We've surfed it a couple of times over the years, and even on days like this, you're kind of happier that there's a little bit more wind coming at you. It helps the right sort of stand up a little bit more. It's a full cross-shore sitcho. And then it pushes a bit more swell across the left. So good job there from McGuffin, who, as you say, man, jump on his Instagram and cop some of the pits he gets all over that raw West Coast that he calls home. think he might have even won the state champs this year.
Oh, I wouldn't be
WA.
surprised.
I'll double check that, but.
So, Vorno, you're saying now you can kind of drop a clip and just kind of be super well known.
Put yourself
very
on the map.
quickly. When take me back to when you were my age, and if you were Grom, how are you putting yourself on the map? Is it the CT or nothing? Like, was it just comps?
So that's a really good question. I would say there's been kind of like a few different ways to get on the map. Not going right back to when I was your age, but let's say in between your age and my age, there was like the video part. Right. So if you couldn't get online and you couldn't watch it, you would basically see video parts of people and go, whoa, this person's crazy. And that happened for a while, but honestly, like it could be as simple as one wave. I'm thinking about Owen Wright, for example. He had a session at Pipeline when he was like 16, and it just blew everyone away. Everyone was like, wow, this kid is special. Before that, another South Coast, New South Wales guy. I'm just naming ones that spring to mind.
Let's
go. Mick Lowe, he caught a wave just at a bombie near his house on the South Coast. This is the famous Michael Lowe, multiple CT winner and really great surfer, powerful goof. But when he was 13, he got this huge barrel just off a bombie near his home, and it was a double page in tracks, and that just put him on the map. Everyone knew that he wasn't to be messed with, and so that's how simple it kind of was back in the day, just a bit of reco in a surf mag, and that could really change your fortunes. There's plenty of action here, though, and let's stick with it. As McGuffin gets busy on the backhand, slices off the top, cracks it on the inside.
Oof. That's happened twice now to our WA competitors. I saw Macklin go down on his end turn, Alex going down too. Love the two turns before it, though, so I was a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie, seeing Macklin go the same wave as Chiu, because I thought to myself, oh no, is that a drop-in? But I'm pretty sure if we watched from the front angle, there'd be enough separation. But Vorno, I absolutely love that. I love the fact that you had to go out and, really do something to kind of make a name.
Yeah, well, it wasn't always just like winning comps. Like, you'd buy, a surf mag back in the day, had the comp results in it. But let's just watch this replay here. That looks like Macklin, and nice off the top. A little bit out of sync with that particular wave. Then McGuffin, he got a good opportunity here. See that? Really beautiful click and that nice round spray with rooster tail.
Yeah, and then this is the local surfer, just one turn there, but yeah, he was kind of too deep on that wave. But I love those two turns from Alex. They're probably standing out to me the most right now. Macklin catching plenty of waves. He is still a grommet, so he's still going to catch probably 8 to 12 waves in this heat, in this 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Some kids, you just see them coming from 10,000 miles away, and then other kids just sort of like appear, it seems. And in this day and age, the Dane Henry thing, it's pretty cool because he actually wins a lot of contests. He's such a hard guy to beat, but he's so progressive that his surfing just demands attention. There's a whole heap of them, actually. Huey Vaughan, Lennox Smith. I could just go on and on, particularly from the Australian region, where it's sort of like that's, I guess, the region where you sort of, me being Australian and commentating a lot of junior heats, I know more about that. Like Di Waco will be able to fill us in on sort of who of those kids are in the Japanese or Asian region. But yeah, it's amazing that you can just have one moment, and if someone gets it, that can put you out there and get a few eyeballs on what you might do with your career.
It's
pretty
sick.
Cool.
It's so sick. This guy, though, Josh, actually flies two different flags. He flies the South African and the Aussie flag, but chooses to represent Australia. Just getting a couple phone climbs there. His younger sister, Jessie, just spent a year on the Challenger Series representing South Africa. So very talented family in the surfing world. This replay, he's so powerful. He's got so much strength behind him. This wave not really allowing him to open up probably as much as he wanted. He's a little bit frustrated on the back of that one. And Mum and Dad, when I was younger, they drove this really huge van covered in these stickers. Like the entire van was covered in stickers. And Jesse, Josh, and their parents would travel to all the Grom comps up and down the coast in this van. I'll just go hang out with them, sit in this sick, big, fully stickered van. Here's Josh again, ripping through some more turns, just trying to find a bit of flow. I feel like find a bit of momentum in this heat. Just got a couple there, but now Mum and Dad own a watch company called Yellow Watches, which is pretty cool. And they all have just make the move back to Australia, which is pretty nice too.
Yeah, well, he's been repping the pink boards for a long time. I remember last year he had a good run through this event. As you say, based on the power of his turns, throws so much spray. Big fella.
Yeah.
Like he's a pretty stacked guy compared to a lot of the competitors here.
Well, he spent a bit of time in the army.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. One way to get buff.
Yeah, well, I actually bumped into a former QE grinder as we stick with Macklin. I'll finish that anecdote later, but this is a busy heat. You can just see how much more energy there is in the ocean today. You know, like lots of opportunities, all these surfers getting so many waves. The judges would be having a real nightmare up there because they are staring directly into the sunshine. I mean, they've got the spotters, they've got the priority discs, they know exactly what they're looking at. They actually know the style of the surfers too, so they're not having any trouble sort of deciphering, but so many waves being ridden when you're looking into the sun is a nightmare.
Yeah, they do get the video replay as well, so they have every single avenue up there covered, Vaughn. Like, this isn't, we're not mucking around. This isn't no kind of amateur event. This is a QS 5000. We know there are so many points on the line, so I feel like they've just got every avenue covered to make sure they get these heats 110% right.
Yeah, well, this is the 14th year of this event, so we're like really moving into some pretty classic territory with this one. You know, the legacy of it is going to have huge meaning to anyone who takes it out. You look at the honour roll for this thing, and it is so cool. But you know, a few defending champs still in the draw.
Sarah Wakita,
Amura Suzuki,
Oni Onwa. Yeah, he's in it too. So
Dakota.
Jarvis Earl. Dakota.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Reef Hazelwood has one as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah. All the competitors love coming here. It's such a cool joint. Macklin Flynn, well, he's been so busy, but he's finding himself down in third. Hasn't been able to crack a meaningful score yet. I think we are waiting on a lot of scores to drop in.
It's funny how many waves have been surfed in this heat and no one's cracked a 4 right now, which is crazy. So the judges, being super particular, they're like, no, okay, let's see quality over quantity, Vaughn.
Particular or stingy? Are they being stingy, Jess?
Nah, I don't reckon. I feel like I haven't really seen a 5 out there yet.
Open the wallet, let the moths fly free.
Nah, keeping it closed.
Okay. No, you're harsh. You want to see top of the line, elite level surfing.
I do.
Not just a few taps to the beach.
No. Don't you, Vaughn?
Yeah, I mean, yes, of course.
Let's not be silly.
Well, I feel like there's, you know, in the free surf this morning, there was so much action going on, and just thinking, you know, it only takes one surfer to really flare out, and then everyone kind of climbs on the back of that energy.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see. 10 minutes 30 remaining. It is McGuffin out in the lead with a 3.83 and a 3.83, pocket 3.83s. And Vanderkerk in second now, 3.37 and a 2.63. Macklin Flynn looking for only a 2.88. Still a score to drop in. I'm trying to remember any sort of moment in that last wave that will get that score. Doesn't ring a bell. And then Jin Hao from Taiwan out there in fourth at the moment. But I am loving what he's bringing to the table. Like, he's really having a crack, you know, with the section looms, surfing with a lot of confidence and speed. So let's see what he can do for Taiwan here.
I was pleasantly surprised on that first wave that he got. I love the way he kicked the fins out the back. I cannot wait to see him kind of get in touch with the event here with these waves. So he's got third priority. Macklin Flynn, though, last wave, 3.43, moves from third, goes to second. Josh Van Niekerk looking for a 3.2, 9 minutes 40. You can see how windy it is out there, Vaughn, but the wind was forecasted, but so was the swell. So I think today we're going to have all men's today, like True and Dane said earlier, and I think it was a really great call because I feel like the power, the energy that's coming into the ocean today, into Jinzun Harbor, is going to really match the energy that the surfers are going to bring.
Agreed. Here is our surfer in green. It is the Taiwanese surfer, Chin Hao. He goes for a big straight air there. Doesn't quite get the fins out the back, but a cool move nonetheless as Macklin Finn starts to try and build on this second place that he occupies, courtesy of his last wave. And good stuff here, staying busy. That is a real working class wave, that one. Just picked up the tools, got the job done. And this is who he's got to be careful of, Josh Nick Kirk. And he's okay, so these are replays of the last waves. Great. All right, well, that's how Macklin got it done. And good stuff as we see now. Chin Hao having another look. Do you reckon McGuffin ever gets called McLovin by his mates?
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Must be.
Definitely. Also, he's just a lovely guy, so it would make sense. It's a very fitted, maybe even for his girlfriend. You never know. You never know. But he plays this game actually in his heats, I've noticed, by Alex. He'll start off and get a good couple scores and get himself in the lead. And then he's quite particular about the way he finishes his heats. He likes to finish them in style, in a certain type of way. This guy, though, he's kind of a momentum surfer. The more waves he catches, the better he gets. So you can tell he never really sits still for too long. But Alex, I was going to say, is that him up and riding there? But no, this is Chin Hao.
He's
Beautiful.
That is two epic carves. Far out. That was a really nice wave considering it didn't quite stand up. There was no real punchy bit, but really nice rail surfing there.
Oh, I liked it. I liked it a lot. That second carve really held his line all the way back. You don't want those kind of cut off, kind of edgy turns. This is really nice rail surfing here. This second one pushes all the way through, brings it all the way back around, gets a third one in. So Chin Hao looking for a 3.73. I really liked the way he just drove through every single section. He's matching the surfers in this heat right now.
He got up this morning. He was a man on a mission. He wants to represent the home country. He wants to give the local news something to talk about. Well, the national news it would be if he gets through this one. I wonder how many Taiwanese surfers we've had sort of get past those first two rounds. It'd be a huge feather in his cap if he could get it done here, because these are world-class surfers that he's up against.
It wasn't many, Vaughn. It was like two or three Taiwanese surfers making it through. And then now Chin Hao, he's definitely, you can see, one of the more progressive surfers coming through that Taiwanese rank. So this guy, though, very progressive, very good in the barrel, has an incredible air game too. I'd love to see him use it in this heat. Comes around, gets that first turn in, gets a little bit hung up, and then a bit of a foam climb. Needs more to really improve on that 2.63 right now. So Macklin still with that super high energy, let's catch anything that comes type of approach to his heat. I don't hate it.
It's classic what you were saying, because, McGuffin's just dropped anchor out the back. He knows exactly what kind of wave he wants to get. Whereas, I think for Macklin and Josh and Chu as well, it's a case of like staying in the battle. They don't want to let the other surfer get anything that might open up. Interesting stuff. I love it when you go into a heat with a rock-solid plan and you stick to it. I think McGuffin was like, sweet, I'm in the lead. I've kind of got the two best waves so far, so I'm just going to make sure that my next one puts it away.
It's funny when I talk to someone like Molly, who's just got fifth in the world twice, and when I talk to her about heats or specific competitors, she knows the ins and outs of every single one of her competitors, like the way they start a heat, the way they like to finish a heat, what their strategy usually looks like. And it's funny to me how in tune those high level athletes are, and I'd love to know like who on this level can really like go in and see, okay, like I know based on watching so many heats how Alex likes to start and finish a heat, how Macklin surfs a heat, and I'm like, if you can dial that in as a competitor, and you could almost use that to your advantage as well.
Well, there's two schools of thought, isn't there? There's many, but I would say that there are people out there who love to have every detail, it's almost like an OCD thing where just the more you know, the better you feel, the more prepared you are. And then there's others who are just field surfers. They get down there, they don't want to know who they're surfing against, just want to run their own race, surf as good as they can, and not get involved in the head noise and the head games as much. And on this tour in particular, you're seeing kids who are surfing their first ever years, sometimes their first ever event on the QE, up against seasoned veterans who might have come back from the Challenger Series or pretty rare to see CT surfers on the regional queue these
Paige
days.
Harrop.
But Paige Harrop, she's been there. So, yeah, you do find yourself up against these real weapons, these strategists, these experienced just mongrels, really. And they will show no mercy. So, yeah, interesting. I think just depending on what your personality is, those things can work for or against you.
Well, you wouldn't pick it, I feel like, with Molly because she's got such a high energy, almost like a pinball machine type of personality. And it's similar to mine. Like when we're together, we bounce from a million different conversations. But she's so in tune with her competitors. It's mind-blowing to me how much she knows. And I feel like certain competitors would really value from bringing that to their advantage because if you knew someone liked to start a heat on the inside, imagine if you could paddle them up the point just before the heat started.
Give us your best Molly takeaway about the new world champ, Katie Simmers. What was her take on the way that she surfs heats? Because she does have this sort of, I don't know, I wouldn't say apathetic attitude because clearly she's a competitive firebrand, but she has or she gives the illusion of being almost nonchalant about competing, but once the hooter goes, she's clearly the best in the world at the moment.
I feel like Katie, Molly. We haven't spoken too much about Katie, but I feel like she would be a hard egg to crack because I don't think I've ever seen Katie surf two heats the same. She's purely a field surfer, and you can tell by the way she competes. I'm sure she has plans, but she never seems like if she doesn't stick to it, she's too fast. This guy, though, sticking to his plan, waiting for a bigger wave to finish off his heat, looking for the next section, and kicks the fins out. Can't pull it off, though. But Vaughn, he likes to finish his heats in a big way. And that's exactly what he's just tried to do.
That last turn, if made, you're looking at a solid score, solid wave here. Josh Nurkirk, he needs to get a 3.2. I think there was 3.2 all over that when he took off. You were thinking, wow, this is one of the biggest sets we've seen. It actually has a little bit of punch to it. Mistimes the off the lip just slightly and doesn't get it done. So he's got 1 minute 50 to get out the back. Luckily, short paddle out. You can get away from your other competitors too. So the priority thing doesn't always become a major factor here. But who's this? I think this
Alex.
is McGuffin. The first turn was awesome. He throws a giant John style Larry there, and yeah, that wave just kind of got away from Nurkirk.
Maybe had to get up there like a split second earlier. I feel like by the time he got to the section, he was a little bit late, a little bit under. If he kind of had it got up there and rode through the energy, it might have been a different story. So maybe Macklin a little bit lucky there that Josh read that wave slightly wrong. Chu Chin Hao, he is only chasing a 3.73. That is absolutely nothing. He does have first priority. There's still 1 minute on the clock. I love the energy in the ocean today. It's one of those days where it feels like anything could pop up anywhere at any time.
Well, yeah, that's definitely going to happen. There's a surprising little sweep out there. It's not brutal, but even on a day like this, it just takes a little bit longer to get out the back. You're working a little bit harder. You're constantly paddling. But the good news is when there's wind swells like this, there's just so many waves. You can duck off and out from under someone's priority and get one down the beach in the last seconds of a heat.
This looks like shades of finals day last year, don't you think?
It does, yes, it does.
It's distant relative. Looks very similar. So 20 seconds on the clock. Will one of those waves we're just talking about pop up for Chu Chin Hao or Josh Van Nijkerk? So if you're Macklin Flynn, you're probably biting your fingernails right now. He did ever so slightly in better. So got a 3.57. Josh needing a 3.63. Chu Chin Hao 4.17. It's not going to happen for them though, Vaughn. It's going to be the two West Aussies moving on through, Alex McGuffin and Macklin Flynn. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to go to a quick break, but we'll be back for more surfing right after this. Welcome back, everyone. Heat number 2 of the morning. This is the round of 96 of the Taiwan Open of Surfing. Taking me through this very excited heat. Dai Wacko, welcome to the booth this morning.
Good morning. Yes, this is very interesting heat for me and all the Japanese audience from Japan. 3 Japanese taking on Josh Carr. We have Hiroya Miwa, Taiki Kanazawa, Takuya Hongo.
Yeah, this is a great heat. And then coming up against the big tackle that is Josh Kerr. And Josh was looking pretty good on day 1 of competition too.
Even though he was sick at the time, and he got like total 12 point, which is pretty much the highest scoring of the day.
Looking like this is a replay here though. This is potentially Taki Kanazawa.
Yes.
I feel like, yeah, wow. 2 nice turns here. Dai wraps it back around. Look at this inside section. Has something to work with. Great way to start the heat.
Right. Really like his orange colored surfboard. And here is surfing white Josh up and riding. Just 1 float. This is 本郷拓也選手、この波しっかりと2発きれいに決めてきました。さあこのヒートラウンドオブ96メンズヒート2には3名の日本人がクレジットされています。ブルーに金沢滝選手、レッド三輪博也選手、グリーンに本郷拓也選手です。
This is that replay of Josh Kerr. I love how competitive he still is. He's on tour with his daughter, but he's still, surfing so incredibly well. Looks for this inside section, floats it for a finish.
Wow.
Pretty sure he's on a twin fin too, Dai.
Right, definitely. But here is Takuya's last wave. I really liked the Takuya's last wave too. He did a couple good turns and he gets a finish right there. It was a great wave from Takuya too, but we did only see the last bit of the Josh's last wave, but the first 2 attackers, wow.
Yeah, when we caught up with it, we kind of only came in to that last floater, and I was like, oh, I wonder what he got done before. Exceeded what I thought could have happened. Though we are going to cross down to Vaughan, who is standing there on the glass with Alex McGuffin.
Congratulations, Al. First heat of the morning, mate. When we turned up this morning, a little bit more punch, a bit more swell, but also a lot more wind. You a wind guy? Do you like the wind?
No, not really. Only if it's offshore. If it's offshore, I don't mind it, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, though, that how surfing's changed, isn't it? Like, way back in the day, sort of any cross-shore or onshore would just make you so bummed out. Now it's like almost an opportunity to throw some air.
Yeah, I thought so, but I was hoping, well, Macklin's pretty good at airs, and I was wondering if he was going to get a section, but he didn't go for it. So, but yeah, it was pretty tricky out there. Yeah.
Mate, you've been in pretty good form the last couple of events, a 5th and a 3rd in the last 2 starts, and now, coming into this one. What are you hoping to get out of this event in Taiwan?
I'm not sure if I had a 5th and a 3rd.
Oh, don't worry about me, mate. My research is hopeless.
Yeah. But yeah, just hoping to get through a couple of heats and just have fun, because we're in a pretty cool place, so just enjoy it over here.
Jess was mentioning that you paddled out there with a really solid strategy. Is that the case?
Yeah, I was trying to just pick up a couple lefts, and the rights are super windy, so it looks a bit tricky. But yeah, just tried to build a house, but then I didn't end up getting any better scores. So the 3s ended up getting me through.
That big Larry at the end there, mate. That was so close. Would have been a massive score, I reckon.
Yeah, I was like kind of trying to hang on, but then my ball slipped away. But I don't know. Maybe if I hung on, it would have been an alright score. Yeah.
Well, mate, first day of the day, you got the job done. How far do you reckon you can go in this one?
Oh, just take it heat by heat and just have fun with it all, because, yeah, I'm just here with my partner, Imogen, and we're just doing a bunch of exploring. Went to the city last night and just enjoyed Taiwan. Yeah.
Fantastic, mate. Congratulations. Anyone you want to shout out to at home is watching?
Yeah, just everyone watching at home. Cheers for watching.
Good on you. Catch you soon, Al. There you go. 3rd and a 5th. That's just in my imagination, buddy. He surfs good enough to get those sorts of results for sure.
You were pretty close, Vaughan. It was the other WA competitor. Macklin got a 3rd and a 5th. You're
research.
Close. You're close. Vaughano bringing all the fun here in Taiwan. I absolutely love having him here.
Definitely.
Looking at a couple scores locking in though, Dai. So it was a 4-5 for that first one of Josh. Backs up with a 0.3. So he's in the lead. Then, oh, just kidding. Taki Kanazawa coming out of nowhere.
Well, the last of Taki comes in 2-4-3, so now he's in the lead. But Josh is getting highest scoring in this heat so far. The last of Takuya comes in 4.4. 本郷拓也選手の1本目 4.40、 そして三輪弘也選手の1本目は 2.73、 金沢拓選手の1本目 3.33、 そして2本目が 2.43。 現在金沢選手が第1のポジション。
Looking at this drone shot replay right now. This is Taki, so he's just gone to the lead. Dai, paint me the picture of these three Japanese competitors. Are they friends? Have they come up against each other a lot? Do they live near each other?
Right, definitely they're friends, like a good friend, because they were sitting together before they heat. So probably they're a good friend, I would say. But they don't live actually close to each other. Takuya lives in west of Japan, Osaka area, but here is 金沢拓選手テイクオフしていました。これは一発入れてのプルアウト。And then Hiroya, he lives in Shizuoka. You know where the wave pool is?
Yeah.
That's
Where
where
they had the
he's
stab
from.
high.
And, yep.
Sumomo Sato's from there too, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Then
Yes.
Hiroya actually sometimes coaches Sumomo in the heat.
No way.
And they both, I think, sponsored by the wave pool.
Oh,
So
cool.
they got so much time to spend, in the pool just practicing airs. And Hiroya is really good at air games.
Sick. Well, it's good air win this morning
Yeah.
if you can pull it off.
He's a goofy footer, so.
Oh.
But he's got a backhand air reverse too, so he might. Yeah, he's gonna go for it.
I hope
definitely.
so.
And Taki Kanazawa's brother of Roy Kanazawa, they live in West. They from West Japan, but pretty sure they live in Chiba now.
I was gonna say, are they Chiba?
Yeah. And then Takuya is from Osaka. He probably serves West Japan area
Mhm.
heaps, but he's traveling a lot. Quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you, as we've mentioned in heats before, you've done a lot of coaching. You've spent a lot of time with all of these Japanese competitors.
Right.
Is there any sort of competitive insight you can give to us right now, whether it's Taki, Takuya, or Hiroya?
Well, they are all competitive, really. And this is 三輪弘也選手、テイクオフしています。さあ、ここはターンをしてつなげていきますが、すぐプルアウト。Yeah, they are all very competitive surfers. And actually, I coached Takuya for 2 weeks about like 7 years ago in Australia.
No way.
Couple times actually. Yes, I've known him pretty well. And this is a replay of Hiroya.
Yeah, just getting a couple turns in there, so he gets out of that one. So Hiroya looking like he's a really lively competitor. He seems to be staying pretty busy. I know
Right.
Taki, he's a super busy competitor. So I was lucky enough to watch him compete in the Asian Surf Championships a couple months back, and
Right.
he got to the finals alongside his co-competitor Ichi and or Iko Watanabe, and they were so electric. And Taki just had such a really cool heat strategy. He just seemed to be staying super busy. He seemed to build on every single wave, and as soon as he found a little bit of momentum or found something that worked for him in some way, shape or form, he stuck to that and built on it. And he, like you said, he's the younger brother of Roy. He's probably watched Roy compete for a lot longer than Taki. This is his second year on the QS, and
Right.
he looks really comfortable here, I'd say.
Definitely he's calm, doesn't rush anything, but here is 三輪弘也選手のリプレイになります。さあ、ここはセクションを見つけて一発大きなターンを入れてきました。そしてすかさずもう一発、2発きれいにターンを決めてきているのは三輪弘也選手。残り時間13分30秒。Right, and Hiroya is, because he's coaching somebody, Sumomo, he's been coaching Sumomo and other surfers as well, so he knows how to deal with difficult condition. And Takuya, that's a great surfing from Takuya.
Taki Kanazawa just laying back into that one. So I really loved that two-turn combination. I believe it was from Hiroya.
Right.
Just on that wave before. He's got a score to lock in. That first turn had so much grunt behind it. Let's look at this drone angle shot.
金沢滝選手、一発目綺麗にスープにアタックして、ここはレイバックでフィニッシュします。さあこれがもうすでに4本目のライディングになっているのが金沢滝選手。Probably Hiroya is just getting the waves, getting the scores first, and probably he's looking for the ramp for the air. That's his kind of go-to strategy.
That's what I would love to see today. It is super windy, as you can tell on the screen, but I would absolutely adore to see a lot of these guys take to the air today.
Definitely.
Josh Kerr, would love to see him take to the air today.
He did it in the first day. He did massive air reverse, and he got a 6, so probably he's looking for the section to go for it.
I hope so. He's in a bit of a predicament right now, though. He is in 4th place. Doesn't need much to die. He needs a 1:67, so 12 minutes on the clock. It is Taki Kanazawa out there in the lead with a 3:33 and a 2:93. Takuya Hongo needs a 1.86, so got a 4.4. That last wave of Hiroya, which I really liked, that one came in at a 3.43. So we didn't see anyone break out of the 4s.
Right.
Point range in that last heat. Best wave was a 3.83, so already improving in heat number 2.
本郷拓也選手テイクオフしています。一発目カービングからのここも当ててきて、3発目も綺麗に入れてきます。さあこのライディングが 1.77 を超えてくるとその差を広げてきます。It was a tricky wave for Takuya, but still he managed to put a couple turns in, but he only needed a wave to better 1.77. So pretty much that's done for him. So probably he's going to be in the lead after this wave.
Yeah, it had that weird little ledge at the start of that wave, but he navigated it really well. There it is. It's a 2.43, so now Takuya goes to the lead. Tell me, Dai, these guys, like you said, they're all friends. They were sitting together before the heat. Obviously, we are going to lose at least one Japanese competitor in this heat. Only 2 people go through. Are they competitors in the water, and then after this heat is dusted off, they'll still be friends on land?
Well, definitely,
Yeah.
just to be, friends, but you need time for it.
Yes. Yeah, you need some time.
You need some time to just let it go, what happened, just be a supporter, but definitely they'll be friends again.
Yeah, beautiful. I feel like the Japanese surfers, they are such a big family. I feel like everyone just gets on with everyone. You never hear about anyone not getting on in the Japanese group, and then now to have all these co-sanctioned events, it's been really cool to see the 2 different regions with Asia and Oceania kind of merge and make this really sick event feeling. Like when you're in the stands, it just feels good out there.
So good, like great vibes all over the place, and like, I didn't really see this kind of the community when I was competing. Actually, when I was competing, they just travel individually, but couple, travel mates. But nowadays, like everybody stick together and just support each other, even though you get lost. So, so it's so good to see great community.
I love it. You just see everyone supporting everyone down here at these events, and it's really awesome to see. I couldn't agree more, Di, and I feel like everyone is just at this really great level where even yesterday I saw in one of the women's heats there was 2 Japanese competitors and 2 Australian competitors, and no matter who it was, everyone watching on the stands, no matter who it was competing, who finished a wave, all the Aussies, all of the Japanese, all of the Indos were clapping for everyone. Everyone was just invested into anyone who got through that heat, and they were the first people there to reach out a hand if you were one of those competitors who got knocked. So really cool family environment here at these co-sanctioned events. This is the 2nd series back-to-back, so we did have that Indonesia leg at the start of the year. 2 QS 5000s. Now we've just come straight from the Philippines. Looking like a wave is rolling down the coast a little bit, and here we go.
金沢滝選手、波に乗り続けています。これはいい波になってきそうです。2発大きなターンを入れてきました。2.93 以上出すとバックアップを振り返っていきます。That was a great looking wave. It had a more wall to it, so that he could did a good 2 turns in.
Yeah, I love that first turn, really tight in the pocket. You can see how long he waited for that second section too. So he waited for it to really stand up. You could tell that wave was almost breaking away from him. But one of the biggest sets I've seen come through today. It feels like the swell's building.
Well, we got the wind, so probably we will get another new swell this afternoon. But definitely picked up heaps compared to yesterday.
Yeah. And it feels like there's a bit more consistency in the waves
Right.
out there too, which is what we want to see. So we do have a full day of action down here at Jinzun Harbor today. Josh Kerr is staying super patient right now. Only has caught 2 waves in this heat, a 4.5 and a 0.3. So is holding the highest wave score
Right.
of this heat so far. Needs a 2.06. What are you expecting to see from Josh Kerr in these next 7 minutes?
Definitely one air and one big layback. That's what I'm hoping to see. But probably 3 other Japanese guys are just, thinking about, what Josh is doing out there, just sitting there for like 13 minutes, not having a wave. They are ahead of, Josh, but still pretty much scary time for them.
Definitely. Looking at the scores though, last
Yeah.
wave of Taki coming in at a 3.23, so does slightly increase his second place, but I would definitely not feel safe to have Josh Kerr only needing a 2.06 or Hiroya needing a 3.13, because feels like from the glimpses I've seen of Hiroya, he seems to be very good under pressure.
Right. Definitely, he's really good at surfing under the pressure. Well, Josh had a look at that wave, but decided to not to go on that one. Time is ticking though, 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. But Josh is being on tour for over 20, 30
Yeah, you'd
years.
say.
So
Forever now. it
yeah,
feels
forever
like.
now. So
Yeah, no, Josh is, and also this, like obviously he's still super competitive by competing in this still, but this doesn't really mean everything to him. He's here supporting Sierra. This is just a cool little bonus he gets to be
Right.
on tour with Sierra to come here and compete. And honestly, I love having him compete in these events. I feel like not only is it great to watch and is it entertaining to watch, but he also passes on a lot of information to the next generation. And I feel like a lot of the athletes really benefit from that.
wow.
Here we go. He's up and riding. He's looking right, which you'd hope means he's looking for an air right now. Strong second half here for Josh. It brings it back around for a third. I like that surfing. I also love that big layback just then from Taki Kanazawa.
It's a great surfing from Taki Kanazawa. And yeah, really liked Josh's last wave. Didn't go for the air, but here is Miwahirayo 選手。さあ、この波が際立ってくるのか。さあ、大きなターンをここで入れてきました。これはいいスコアになってきそうです。Wow, that was a great finish right there from Hiroya Miwa.
This is what I was talking about when it came to him being so good under pressure. I feel like I've always seen him deliver when it comes to him having to make heats in these high pressure situations, especially when the scores are so close. And that second turn, he pushed so hard on that, had every reason not to make it, but just still managed to kind of handle that foamy section, come back down, get the ride out. So I'm looking forward to these replays because I feel like these are going to be 3 pretty crucial waves in this heat.
Definitely, well, this is Josh's last wave. I really love how he just pushes so much, throws a lot of sprays, and really loved that turn. Calves kind of did a tail slide in the end, and it was a short wave, but still it was great surfing from Josh. And this is Taki's big layback.
How does he hold on for the finish? I haven't quite seen yet. And then I love this wave here from Hiroya. So brings that one all the way back to the foam, but it's this end section. This is where all the points lie. So big finishing turn there. We have scores to lock in for Hiroya and Josh. Last wave of Taki. Oh, it doesn't get the ride out by the looks of it.
Yeah, probably wasn't a completion, but we're still waiting for the last of red and white.
What are your thoughts on that last one of Hiroya?
Well, definitely it's going to be his best score. He kind of catch the rail a little bit, but managed to put big cut back. And I really like that last section. Just hit so hard, kicked the tail high up.
Needs a 3-1-3 based on that wave. It will all come down to that last turn. That is where all the points are going to lie. So we're waiting for, looking like a few scores to lock in for Josh Kerr.
Right.
So still waiting on that last wave for Hiroya. This is a replay though. So Josh, we missed this wave. We're catching up with it. one turn there, doesn't get the ride out, so that's going to be pretty insequential here. So 2 minutes 45. It feels like there's just been a little bit of a level increase in these last 5 minutes.
So it's going to be a tense last 2 minutes and 30 seconds because everyone's got a wave. Everyone's needing small scores, mid threes, low threes, and definitely Josh's third wave. It's going to be crucial, like a really good, healthy number that put him into the lead, I think.
Yeah, well, he only needed a 2.06. You think he would have got that done. Still waiting on that number to lock in for Hiroya as well. Up and riding. This looks like Taki.
金沢滝選手、さあ残り2分でテイクオフしていきます。まだ全てのスコアが出ていませんが、この波で 3.23 以上出すとバックアップを広げて、その差を広げていきます。さあまだ、レッドとホワイトのスコア、そしてグリーンのスコアも待っている状態。残り時間2分を切っています。
Judges taking a good amount of time to think about these scores, Dai.
Probably, comparing each of the waves, making sure it's just on spot.
Yeah, they want to make sure they get everything right. These heats are pretty crucial. Up and riding right now. Josh Kerr looking left, floats this first section. A lot of foam on this wave to work with. Nice and vertical in the pocket. Goes back up again for a second. He is so good at surfing. It's actually outrageous. Gets an end section here.
Wow. And it gets another one there. Really how he drives the turn each turn. But here is Hiroya up and riding, but it was quick in and out probably. So we have 1 minute to go in this heat, and we are still waiting for all the surfers' last wave.
We are waiting for so many scores to lock in. For me, that last wave of Josh Kerr, that's looking like the best wave of the heat for me.
Right.
So I feel like we're probably going to see him move on through. Let's look at this replay. This looks like Hiroya.
これが今ヒロヤ選手の最後の波になります。ここでテールを抜いてきて前に出てきます。もう一発ここもテールをしっかり抜いてきました。
Taking another look at it from front on, so wraps that one all the way back around. Bit of a foamy wave, bit of a fatter wave, but gets a steeper end section to work with here. Kicks the fins out, looks for one more down the line and gets another turn in. So that last turn, it's not going to matter anyway. The job was done before it, but this wave of Josh Dye, I loved it.
Really loved the float. There's so much drive from that float and get the section done a couple times in. And, he got bonus section right here. It was a huge sprays and gets a finish right there. It was a great surfing from Josh Carr. And we are still waiting for the scores to lock in.
Yeah, I think we're waiting for, honestly, 7 or 8 waves to lock in right now. Every single surfer has the score to lock in. The heat, clockwise, has finished. So looking like Josh Kerr on his second to last wave got a 3.83, which was enough to go into the lead. And then looking like Hiroya, he might even get the score to go into second. So many scores to lock in, guys. We are going to go to an ad break, though, so stay tuned. Plenty more surfing coming up right after this.
Welcome back, everyone. This is day number 3, Taiwan Open of Surfing QS 5000. So last heat, little bit of situation change. We have Josh Carr and Takuya Hongo moving on to the next round. And now we're into round of 96, heat number 3. And I'm here with Paul. How are you today?
I'm really good, mate. I'm excited that the boys nearly got into double figures in that last heat. That's exciting. Nearly got into the 10s.
It was a little bit quiet first half of the heat, but in the end it was a tense finishing. But Josh Carr just leading that heat. And now in this heat we have Marlon Harrison in red, Miyu Furukawa in blue, Soma Hirohara in white, Tim Bainge in green. So 2 Australian taking on 2 Japanese surfers.
Yeah, interesting to see how this one plays out, mate. These kind of conditions with a couple of heats gone already today. I think they've seen a bit of a shift, haven't we? It feels like the swell kicked up a bit. Maybe just before we started, now the wind's blown through too. So all about trying to find some lip and hit it or boost like this.
Marlon got a big air and gets a finish, and the first wave of the red comes in 550. This is the first wave of Tim Bainge. 2 good turns in, and wow, third. So he got a 3 good turns in and comes in 433.
Yeah, like Marlon going into that wind. Obviously that's a good air wind on the right and just blowing up from the get-go. So already on his way with a good number in. Pretty solid. Nice to see some bit of quality.
Well, looks like we have Jesse with the last heat winner, Josh.
Yeah, I'm with a bit of a wind-swept Josh Kerr right now. Josh, conditions, when you come out here, they look a lot different to in the room just there. How is it out there?
Yeah, it's definitely like you're paddling back out and just chewing on the water and it's a lot of like spray in the eyes. I'm already like pretty cooked and that extra cooked me just then.
It was funny, we were watching that heat and you sat for, I feel like it was maybe 17 minutes and I was like, what is Josh doing? You never see him do something like this. Makes sense though, you've been a little bit under the weather. When you pulled up here today, there was a bit of lighter winds this morning. Were you hoping for maybe slightly better conditions?
Yeah, definitely. I was hoping to actually find some rights, but it got so windy in our heat that like looking right was just like unbearable almost. So going left just made the most sense in the end. But yeah, it was tough. It was nice to have that 10 minutes out there and rest during between waves, to be honest. I needed it.
It's funny, when I watch you compete, I have so many questions that I need to ask you. At this point, when you've surfed so many different heats in so many different waves across the world, do you have a heat plan when you go into heats, or is it just go out there and surf?
I haven't. Even when I was on the CT, I felt like I didn't have a heat plan. So definitely now, no. I'm just having fun doing it. It's good. Like there's no distractions of golf courses here. I wish there was a golf course, but there's no golf course here to distract me. So surfing's the only activity to go and have fun and do. But yeah, it's been heavy the last few days. I've just been literally carving out my spot in the bed. Since my last heat, I've just been crashed out in the bed the whole time, just under the weather, which hasn't been very fun. So I'm kind of running on Nurofen and cold and flu pills out there just then. That's it.
Well, we'll keep it short. We'll let you get back to that nice little carved out spot in the bed, Josh. Any highs back home? I know your wife's probably watching.
Yeah, my wife Nikki, son Colin, and all the mother, father-in-law, my mum. Yeah, you know, just doing all the old good shout-outs. Haven't done that for about 15 years, so cool.
Yeah, let's bring it back, everyone. Josh Kerr. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jess. No plans out there.
Nah, just freestyling it, mate.
Freestyle.
Yeah, making it just a natural, isn't he?
Yep.
Like, it's good to see someone surfing without any pressure at all. He's having a bit of fun. Why not enter the QE? Maybe school a few kids. I think he's enjoying himself.
Definitely he's enjoying. But here is 古川美優選手のラストウェーブになります。カービング、そしてここは大きなスラッシュを入れてきます。さあ、ここはメイクしてきました。この波に 3.10 がスコアされています。
So those windy conditions really getting hold of it out there. And the lineup is a little bit chewed up by that blow at the moment. And what that means is surfers basically got to adapt. And if they did have a firm strat dialed in, maybe keep that changeable and adjust and be light on their feet. I like this sort of stuff.
Wow.
He's joining up dots as well, and if you see a section, I think sections are pretty valuable, right? There's not loads of them, so why not hit it? That was pretty neat and tidy. What about this stuff on the left?
Really like the first down from team. A little bit catching a rail there, but still managed to, you know, come around the section and gets the finish. Probably all the scores coming for the first turn, but it was really great surfing from team.
Yeah, it has that paddle back. You get the left, like Kersey was mentioning, it's hard to see on the rights, but with the left, you're surfing with the wind down the line, so that's good. But the paddle back there, you see from Tim, into that wind with the sweep, the current going with it, the swell comes in that way as well, doesn't it? So those two combined, and that is a bit of a committed paddle back.
Definitely. I surfed yesterday after the competition. There was a slightly like a little bit of current going on to the left to the right, and if you go on the left, because it just stretch out so much, you can go as long as you want, and paddle back was hard part.
Yeah, how did you go yesterday? Did you have fun?
Yeah, actually I had.
Yeah?
Not many people out. Was cruising. Was
What did you get? A couple of sevens? What was your
Yeah,
top
couple-
scores? Yeah,
Sevens.
maybe an 8. One judge gave it an 8.5.
Yeah, but yeah, I had a fun. So
Beauty. What did you get up to last night? 29 dumplings?
nah, actually I went to this Japanese restaurant to just
Okay, what's the verdict?
be healthy.
Well, how's the Japanese scene here?
That's good.
Yeah?
Great. A lot of them here, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you get?
Just this grilled fish meal.
Okay.
Tonight, so
Yeah.
with rice and miso soup.
Top three recos, top 3 recommendations for Japanese food. What are you getting for people who maybe don't know loads about it? What's the best thing to get?
Oh, you gotta get sushi first.
Okay.
and-
Any kind? Or just what's type?
oh, like proper raw fish sushi,
Okay,
not
okay.
the chicken avocado roll.
Right, with Philadelphia. Yeah,
That's
okay.
not a-
yeah.
That's another traditional
That's
sushi.
not,
We
it's
don't
not,
call
mate.
it.
I didn't
but-
think it was. No.
But and you gotta try the Japanese barbecue actually.
Yeah.
It's called yakiniku.
Okay.
It's really good.
What are we talking in terms of a
Yeah.
sauce on there? Like a sticky kind of a sweet?
Kind of soy sauce based sticky.
Yep.
Sweet sauce kind. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Mm.
Nice. And is that just meat based, or can we get some veg on the barbecue? Or is
Definitely, we can get veggies as
That not?
well.
Okay,
Yeah.
sick. I'm
So
into
you
it.
can go, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Well, looks like Team Bange up and riding, kicking the tail, but unfortunately went down. Just under 16 minutes remaining this heat so far. Marlon is just waiting for the second wave, holding on to the fast priority. This is a replay of team. It was a great attempt, but
Yeah,
unfortunately he broke the rail.
He just
little
wanted to
bit.
squeeze a bit more, didn't he, out the turn? You can see why that section was there, but it just sort of maybe just slowed a touch underneath his feet that wave. Just kind of stopped a little bit, didn't it?
Right.
Board went down. And what about the miso soup? What's your stance on that? Always go in the miso or not?
Always.
The soup, yeah?
Miso soup, every meal, always.
Just slurp it down
Yeah.
straight out the bowl, or do you use this big spoon?
I don't use spoon. no.
I didn't think so.
But this is the second wave for Marlon Harrison.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was a nice wave. Two-turn combination. It was great to be a backup score.
Yeah, I mean, he gave himself a bit of room to breathe, didn't he? He got that punt in the beginning, got the 5-5 for it. He's already on his way. Live action here from Hirahara.
木原相馬選手、大きなレイバックを入れてきますが、これは前に出てくることができません。残り時間14分40秒になります。Great attempt from Soma, but unfortunately, again, broke the rail. It went down. It's kind of hard, you know. You've been watching all the heats, and it's kind of hard to go to the left because sometimes it stands up for you, but sometimes just looks like it stands up, but dies out real quickly.
Yeah, those whitewater sections as well. You can see servers are trying to make their turns look big and impactful, so they're kind of driving hard off the bottom and trying to snap in the whitewater, but it's so bouncy, it's super tricky. This is really nice backhand stuff. It's just clean and sprightly, and he gets a little extra spark there, and again, just climbing up and finishing. So didn't try to do too much on the last turn and went complete, and he's way out in front. I think that's going to be another good number.
Yeah, the last of Marlon Harrison comes in 4.33. That is a great, you know, two scores. 5 and 4s is a very good keeper score. But here is Tim Bange on a smaller wave. Little bit of a check turns. Floats a section, come around. Well, that's when you have to decide if you whether you want to go keep going or kick out, so that you can just paddle back quickly. He decided to kick out.
Yeah, he's rallying though. Tim, that was his fourth wave. We'll wait for that number in. The 4.33, he got that early on. That's actually joint second best so far in this. So he's just at it. Sleeves are rolled up. And he's just trying to surf and find himself opportunities to stay real busy. And basically get some of this energy tapped in from what is turning into a bit of a chopped up lineup. There's still quality out there if you can find it.
Right, I think Marlon is on point every wave because, well, he's only got 2 waves, but 2 of them are good-looking wave.
Yeah, it's something you just get that rhythm sometimes, don't you? Especially if you get a good first wave in a heat. You maybe do a couple of turns and you're feeling pretty good, but you get the air rotation, you click that, and then all of a sudden, momentum's with you. You're feeling pretty confident from the get-go when you get that landed on your very first wave, and from then on, you can maybe just afford to be not necessarily over-selective, but just be a little bit picky. Don't go anything that's not going to offer much, and you're just keeping everything kind of clean and tidy. It just looks good.
You don't really want to wait for the wave that you're thinking, oh, gotta do 3 or 4 turns in. You just gotta think that wave that gives you the 2 turns probably. That will give you a great score.
Back on the Japanese food, mate.
Okay.
What's your wasabi? What are you like heavy dose? How much are we talking about?
Wasabi.
Yeah, a lot. You into it?
Yeah. Depending on the food that.
Okay, so it's not on everything. It's not just wasabi all round.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Only probably like sashimi, raw fish, and maybe sushi.
Don't put it in your miso soup.
No way.
Sorry, was that just wild?
That's just wild.
Okay,
we
sorry.
don't do that.
Okay.
Well, wasabi is not really for everything, so.
Right.
I gotta be careful.
There's a right time and a right place.
Yeah, right time and right place. That's it. And here is 古川美優選手のリプレイになります。スープへのアクションから、さあここスープへしっかりとターンを決めてきます。さあこの波で 2.03 以上出すとバックアップを広げていきます。現在古川美優選手は3位のポジション、必要なスコア 4.07。平原相馬選手逆転に必要なスコアが 4.07。残り時間が11分を切ったところ。Now 2 Japanese surfers in 3rd and 4th position. Here is man in 2nd place. Team up and riding. Get the 2 turns finish. So he was looking for a wave to better 2.83. I think it's gonna be close to better his backup score now.
Yeah, going the right there, Tim. But you can just see trying to get the speed and momentum going into this swing. See that crease in the wave?
Right.
He did pretty well to get over that, get that hit, but just kind of going against the grain a bit on some of those. I think it really is like the bigger ones on the right. Some of those smaller waves with the chop going through, it's actually pretty hard to get your speed going.
To me, like teams being on a smaller waves now, but here is 平原相馬選手、この波にテイクオフしています。必要なスコア 4.07。大きなカービングから綺麗にフィンアウトしたラストセクションを決めてきました。Well, that was a well served from Soma Hirahara. Managed to put 2 good turns in, needing 407. Let's have a look at it again. Here is smooth carve straight into the second. Kick the fins out. That was a great surfing from Soma Hirahara to me.
Cash, that little fin drift on the second one. He didn't force it at all. He just kind of let it happen. So very smooth. Actually, like deceptively technical, that sort of turn as well. A lot of times in competition, you kind of want to make things look hard so you get scored. He just made that look so smooth. You actually need to kind of check that a couple of times to see exactly what the board did. But nice little slide there through the lip line. That was cool.
Well, the last wave from Soma comes in 3.47. Now needing 3.70 to go into the second. 平原相馬選手のラストウェーブが 3.47 をスコアし、その差を少し縮めました。現在逆転に必要なスコアを 3.70 に変えてきています。 So a little bit of a change requirement from Soma Hirahara, now needing 370. So pretty much like exact same thing. You do it, then he'll probably get it.
Yeah, they can see just how windy it is, conditions out there. This looks like footage of sort of a helicopter hovering over doing a rescue at sea. I mean, it's absolutely blowing a hooligan out there. Priority is with Harrison. Marlon, he'll go this one. A little bit of a chunky one for him on the left. Great looking wave again. Really good energy. Big bottom turn. Hammers the lip and then driving again in the pocket.
That was really close. But here is Furukawa Miyu 選手、いい波になってきそうです。さあ、数ターンカービングを入れて、この後波が切り立ってくるのか、切り立ってこないようです。キックアウトをして沖へと向かいます。
Loving the rhythm from Marlon Harrison. He's picking the waves, isn't he? Just feels like he knows exactly the kind of ones that have got the juice.
Well, definitely, you know, those 3 waves he got is the best waves in this heat so far. Really loved the first time, and this time almost got it. Here is the last of Miyu Furukawa. This same kind of looking wave with Harrison's wave, but this wave didn't offer too much for him. Didn't stand up. Just over 7 minutes remaining in this heat.
Yeah, Marlon, if he'd managed to get a 2-turn combo, the wave just died out, didn't it, on the second manoeuvre? But if he managed to get a 2-turn combo there, could have been threatening his top 2. But at the moment, he's still in the lead in this, and he's looking pretty comfortable. He's got a couple of points, 2.5 points on his mate Tim Bainge in second place at the moment. The Japanese surfers, Hirahara, Furukawa, they're rallying. They're still stuck in the 2s and 3s at the moment, though. And what have they got to do to just try? They just need to find better ways, basically. I think both of them have shown they're highly capable. They're technical surfers, but they need to find the bombs.
It's probably team probably feeling so great that he's got a 4.33 in the beginning, because he's been on a lot of waves, but still, not getting scores over 2.6.3. But yeah, just like you said, it just. You gotta get the right waves to get those scores. All the requirements is not a big score. 370 and 407 for those Japanese surfers. Here he is. This is Miyu Furukawa. 古川美優選手、大きなレイバックターンを入れてきます。That's one single maneuver, but still it's a great attempt from Miyu Furukawa. Really like the layback turn.
Yeah, he gave it everything. I think quickly identified, as soon as he stood up, seemed to identify this is going to be a one-turn wave. He just had that one close-out section, so he managed to build up the speed and just drive in. And he gets the big layback in just to finish things off. I'll get another look.
Probably he was just waiting for the section to stand up for the air, because this guy can do serious air too. But unfortunately, he just didn't offer. It was, didn't stand up for him. Just over 5 minutes remaining.
I like the approach, though. I think that's the right tactic. Keep catching waves, definitely. If obviously got to keep in mind priority who around you is going or is interested. But I think just keep catching waves. I think it's very hard to tell which ones are going to be necessarily the good ones. So why not roll the dice? Get lucky. It does have a little bit of that wind swell feel where you might just get a rogue section that's nice and big and steep. And if he connects with that kind of surfing, but just with a bigger section, I think the points will open up for him. That will give you an indication of just how windy it is out there at the moment.
Wow. Yeah, looks like you can just tell straight away it's super windy.
The drone is actually flying full speed at the moment. It's just going into the wind, so this is how fast it's going. That's full throttle.
It's flowing from cross shore.
So that's our setup here. You can see this harbour just provides a nice kink in the coast here for this setup with waves up and down. Some of these bends and bays, a little left up there that we're looking at. It's a few practice waves. Some of the Groms are out there getting a couple of fun ones. Maybe a little bit more protection on that left from this big blow that's coming out of the northwest at the moment. And then just getting vision on our main contest peak, which has kind of two main peaks really at the moment. We're on the principal one. This is live action right now from Hirahara.
平原相馬選手、さあこの波で3.70 が必要なところ、小さめの波にテイクオフしてきましたが、しっかりと2ターン入れてきました。Just like you said, you gotta roll the dice, and Soma did roll the dice. Probably turned out to be a kind of good wave to me. It was a great two combination. It wasn't big, solid maneuvers, but still, he was looking for small scores.
Yeah, and I think key as well from him there, he's not overdoing it too much. He's not forcing it. I think quickly identifying the second section, maybe just that touch softer, so didn't try and do too much and push it. Meanwhile, Harrison, your heat leader, he's had good mojo with the lineup during this heat. On this particular one, it'll run away. That'll be a throwaway for him, but just the fact that he started so strong has given him that little extra kick and confidence, and he's made it work. Wow.
平原相馬選手、立て続けに波に乗ってきますが、大きな一発をしました。しかし少しノーズが刺さってしまったか。残り時間2分30秒。平原選手必要なスコアは 3.70、 古川選手必要なスコアは 4.07。Well, time is ticking, but there's a big chance for everybody for the second place right now. Team Baines just looking for a wave to better the 2.83. Soma needing only 370. Miyu Furukawa now needing 407. Just over 2 minutes remaining. It looks like Harrison is having a look at this one.
Yeah, they're not massive numbers, are they? But they're actually going to need to be their best they've had all heat as well. The flip side of that is they need to just find something, just a bit more energy. Like we've been saying, that their surfing's been really good, both of them, Hirahara and Furukawa, but they just haven't really had that steep enough section. Just with the speed and the power, just kind of the wave to push back against them. We'll have another look though here.
Well, he's just rolling the dice. That's a good sign to me. Just keep the momentum together, get in the rhythm. But the time is just enemy right now. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, this will go by pretty quick if you're chasing down numbers. That was Hirahara there, and just desperately trying to find something. 3-7, the number that he needs. Think about his high score, 3-4-7. So needs a little extra from that, and he'll just might try it and force the issue a little bit as we get down into this final minute also. So for him, Blue Furukawa, he's got second priority, and it's Tim Baines with first prio. So see if he'll try and control the lineup a bit here with 45 on the clock.
Team is not feeling safe at the moment because they, third play, fourth play, they need small score. But here is 平原相馬選手、大きなカットバック、そしてここから一発スプレーを飛ばしていきます。必要なスコアは 3.70。 Well, there's a 2 turns combination wave. And here is 古川美優選手、この波にテイクオフしていきます。一発目、いいところに入りました。スープへのアプローチからもう一発入れてきましたが、ここは板と体が離れてしまいました。With the 10 seconds remaining. The team up and riding, nice floats to the section. That is a big carve right there. That's pretty much what we wanted to see to get those 4s and 5s. And even he gets a finish maybe right there.
Yeah, what a bomb of a wave. That thing just ran down the point here. Love that carve into the lip. Looking really good. So you just see the real contrast in those waves. The bin's kind of scratched up by Hirahara and Furukawa. They're not going to get the numbers. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, more live action from the Taiwan Open.
Welcome back to the Taiwan Open of Surfing. And it looks like we saw Marlon Harrison and Tim Bain progressing through that last heat. And out there right now we have a pretty exciting one. Noah Arkfeld from the Philippines, Siargao, where we just recently were at Cloud 9. Bodie Williams, they're going to take on Luke Brumby as well as Kei Kobayashi. I'm True Starling, and I'm here with none other than Paul Evans.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning.
We're having a good time, aren't we?
We are.
Even when it's sort of pretty windy and quite crap, we're still having a great time.
And this is Noah Arkfeld's first wave.
Yeah, just getting into it and finding a little steep double up section here for Noah. Don't mind it at all. Gets the air rev, so clicks that for finish, and then wanted a bit more, didn't he? Cheeky. Gets the little inside right on the rocks there. Does well to stay off the rocks. And it is absolutely howling out there. So I think any kind of opportunity comes through, you see a section, you might as well try and smash it because it's going to get tough. You'd much rather have the numbers on the board.
Yeah, definitely. That's Bodie Williams just tagging away on his backhand and looking at the wind and considering the conditions and how many days that we do have for this event. We're actually going to go on hold after this heat until 11:30. We'll make a call for a potential 12 o'clock start, hoping that we'll be able to finish the men's round of 96 today. There's 16 heats of those, so after this we'll have 12 heats left. But Paul, it is windy out there. And,
yeah.
It's almost like it's quite hard to sit out there. My hair was going everywhere, but there's still a couple of waves. This is Luke Brumby up and riding from the Sunshine Coast. Nice two-turn combination from Luke. He was in rhythm at Cloud 9 and he's just transferring that over to this event.
Yeah, nice combo from him there. I like it. I think he'll enjoy that as well. I think he'll realise what's going to be a decent score, being sort of quite pragmatic, the kind of thing you're looking for. You maybe not going to get dreamy looking waves that run all the way down the point. So a little combo with a nice bit of verticality and some aggression in it as well. It'll feel good.
Yeah, Luke he's one of those, he's still a junior surfer, so he's still quite young on the Pro Junior circuit, but he's just eager to kind of make heats. And the same with Bodie, getting that nice snap. He's from Victoria, so they're used to lots of wind and challenging conditions.
Yeah, have another look at this backhand attack. The first one's a setup. It quickly identifies that closeout section is there and begging for the treatment. Gives it a good old whack just to get things going and set himself up with a 3.67. The context of the numbers that we've been seeing, pretty decent number. That's what third and fourth were chasing, that or better for a long time, and couldn't get close to it. Last 10, 12 minutes of that heat, so a reasonable way to kick things off.
Yeah, a great way, and I feel like the last couple of days it's been 3s and 4s has been what is getting you through heats. But someone who did really well in that last one was none other than Marlon or Marzi Harrison. He's down there with Daiwako.
Well, looks super windy out there and it's hard to pick right one, but you must feel great with the first wave.
Yeah, the first wave was kind of a dream run, just a little pun, do a couple turns. I was just like out there, I just want to keep busy and just catch as many waves as possible as you can, because like it's so windy and it's just like not very clean. So just make what you have to do and just get the job done. But yeah, stoked to get through. Stoked to have an interview with you, Dor. I've been listening to your commentary the whole week since Philippines. I was like, I've been wanting to get a interview with you, so it's been good.
Well, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. But did you have a plan out there actually, or like, nah, there's no plan out there?
Didn't want to put too much expectation, just like put in my head only left, but I really wanted to go left, and I spoke to Kersey, and he was like, oh, there's a couple of rights out there, and I was like, oh, may as well, just like keep an open mind to it, and first wave was a right, so yeah, it was a little dream run, and yeah, it was nice. Hopefully keep this going for the next couple of rounds and do some damage in this event.
Right, you did get it right on the first wave, but after that you waited for like quite a long time, but you were trying to go right or left after that?
Kind of knew like the time was ticking down, but I was not really stressing. I knew I wanted a left, and I knew one was calm, and got the left, and then kind of just built from there. Had a bit of fun. Kind of just fell off the rest of the heat, but yeah, it was just nice to just get my feet back in the wax. It was kind of nerve-wracking the last 2 days, been like thinking I'm on, but I'm not. So it's just like, oh, okay, another lay day, but yeah, stoked to finally get in the water and just get it going.
All right, so you've been here a couple of days now. But how is Taiwan treating you?
the land of dumplings is the best place in the world. I love it. It's so good. The food is pretty much the same thing every time, but yeah, it goes real good. And 7-Eleven goes pretty hard as well. So it's like dumplings and 7-Eleven hot microwave food.
Right. Do you wanna do any shout out to your family, friends, supporters back home?
Shout out to my family, mum and dad, my dog Squish, my sister Piper, Chris, Katie. Cheers for watching in. Miss you guys. Yeah, let's keep it going.
All right, thank you so much, and see you in the next round. And back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Di and Marzi. I don't know if you've had the chance to speak to him yet, Paul. But
I haven't yet, no, but I feel like we could be good friends.
Yeah, I was just about to say, he's got such a great positive energy.
What kind of dog do you reckon Squish is?
Squishes?
No, I didn't want you to know.
Oh, sorry, I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go on then. What kind of dog is Squish?
I'm pretty sure Squish is a retriever.
Okay.
Golden retriever, yeah. So,
similar energy to Marlon, really. Just sort of happy and like super positive.
Same energy. He's got a real retriever kind of
really
energy.
Really approachable.
Yeah, very happy.
Consistently
always laughing.
sort of friendly.
Yeah. So
always pleased to see you in the morning.
Always. I was having a chat to Marzi's girlfriend, Charlie, who's a good friend of Jesse and mine, and he was there. He's like, hey, True, I'm just preparing for my heat, but how's it going? But Bodie Williams just carving away, gets another connection in there. He's found a good-looking left and really lays into it for a finish. That was a good-looking wave, Paul.
Yeah, Bodie just slicing that one up. I was enjoying that. Nice run in left. I haven't seen one for a little while. They've been a little bit short and abbreviated, some of those lefts, but he had a good chance to express himself there and surfed a long way down the point. So be pretty happy about that, especially considering how tough the cons are getting. Just Kei Kobayashi. Looks like they're surfing the black singlet, doesn't it? Because that's all we can really see at the moment. We're looking at silhouettes, but Kei's technique, as ever, pretty much flawless. And looking good there. And then loading up, trying to get around a section. It's Brumby. Just sort of doesn't quite get there, but a meaty one here, and that was really nice. So a big clip. And still going, gets a couple little extras as well to finish. This was that left we just watched from Bodie. I really like this double up section and just carving super tight in the pocket. And again, burying lows of the board, so committing hard to his turns, but at the same time coming out with speed. And the aggressive finish as well, I love it.
Yeah, it's an exciting exchange there from quite a few of the surfers.
I feel like those three waves we just saw, kind of the best waves we've seen for a little while. I didn't see anything really like that in the last heat.
Yeah, they looked like really good waves. I mean, all those surfers were just negotiating that wind so well. I feel like you have to kind of really change your approach when it is so windy outside.
Can we talk about dogs again?
Yeah, bring it on.
What sort of breed would you say you most identify with, True? If you were going to come back as a pup?
Oh, I really don't know. Okay,
you can think about it if you want.
I honestly think a bulldog. Just because I love my dog. But they're so lazy. They can just lounge around and then run around when they want to and then just sleep. Feel like I have a lotot of energy at the moment, so it'd be nice to just be lazy.
That's brackets general, though, isn't it? You could say that. Your description.
That's fair. He's just so cute and so big and just a keg on legs. What about you, Paul?
Well, if I was going to be one, I'd maybe be a sausage dog. A dachshund. Yeah. Whoa. Just kind of a bit pointless and, just sort of quirky.
They're quite temperamental.
Quirky, but not really in a good way.
Yeah.
Just there,
just like lashes out whenever they want.
They're quite 80s as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're a bit
really are.
Sort of out of fashion. So also, again, me. Yeah. So.
Would you be Paul the saucy?
No, I don't think so. I think I'd be called Partner.
Partner?
Yeah.
Okay, why Partner?
I don't know, I just really like the name. I met a cat called Partner, but he actually trod on it.
What?
Yeah.
You trod on it?
No, my friend did, whose cat it was.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still probably too soon. He might be listening, so we won't go into the anecdote. I mean, it was 25 years ago, but still probably too soon. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. The trauma.
But yeah, I'd be a dachshund called Partner.
A
dachshund, sausage dog. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, sausage dog's not the kind of real name.
I didn't know that.
It's just a nickname. Yeah.
The sausage
I think they're German.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just over 14 minutes remaining. Yeah, how's Luke Brumby going? He's winning, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the lead with a 3.77 and a 3.67. That last wave of his won't go into the top 2, but Bodie Williams' last wave, that long, good-looking left, was a 4.43. So Bodie is in second with the highest wave score of the heat so far. He only needs a 3.01 to go to first, but it's Kei Kobayashi that is holding the first priority. He has a 3.27 and a 2.47. He needs another 3.27 to go to second. And Noah Arkfield from Chagall, his first wave was a 2.83. And Noah is actually a really great aerialist. He's really good in the air. He's really good in the barrel as well, coming from Cloud 9. He's a backtick surfer, so he's supported by Congressman Bingo Matugas over in Cloud 9 there. I know, so I'm sure Bingo is watching, so hello. He has these amazing bingo biscuits, is what they're called in Chagall. Jesse and I were just like, we literally
bickies.
Survived on them. They were so
What
good.
are they like? Whoa.
Wow, Noah.
Arkfield, you mentioned the air game.
Yeah, he's really good in the air and gets a turn to complete. You could see feeling a bit of excitement there.
Has he had a bingo biscuit for breakfast?
I reckon. I feel like he's had a couple. They're kind of like an Oreo kind of, but better.
Right. So like sandwich style with a creamy sort of filling.
Yeah, so good. So good. Jesse and I love them. But yeah, Noah Arkfeld, he's one of the bigger up-and-coming Filipino surfers, as well as John Mark Tacong or Maramar, who's also here in this event, which is very cool. So scores to come through for that last wave of Noah with 12.5 minutes to go. Paul, are you going to go for a surf in this break?
No. No, definitely
No.
not.
What's the plan? Just have a nap?
Maybe do some wind bathing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love that. Well, live action right now, Luke Brumby. Oh, sorry, that looks like Bodie, actually. It's hard to see the colour of the Rashi, but Bodie just getting another connection there, looking to back up the 4.43, and he's done that nicely.
Yeah, I'm impressed, actually. Not sort of being ruffled by the wind at all, just kind of being kind of cash and patient on the way as well, not trying to force too much, just sort of surf in the sections as they present themselves. I think that's a pretty smart way to go about this, and finding another nice looking running wave through. Scores in for Noah. It's decent. It's helping out this total.
Yeah, it's a 4.0 for Noah's last wave, but last one for Bodie Williams drops nice and quickly. 2.67. So Bodie goes back to second place, but it's Luke Brumby that's holding the lead with a pair of high threes. This is a replay of Noah's.
Yeah, so there's that flare that you mentioned. Right on cue. Gets a little tag as well to finish. So just finding that into the wind air section. And this is that left that we just watched from Bodie, who waited under the tree to receive enlightenment. And it came in the form of this left and then just slicing his way down the line.
You excited for Christmas there, Paul?
Well, yeah. I mean, any of the big festivals I'm excited about. It's a bit early to start thinking about.
You know what you should do?
Crizzy, isn't it?
No, never. I'm thinking about it already. I'm already buying Christmas presents.
I mean, some people think it's bad luck if you get into it before Advent, before December the 1st. I don't know if you're... No, not worried about that?
Bring it on. Get in the Christmas spirit.
Okay.
You should go into town. They have the Christmas lights. They've like got big polar bears, huge presents, all like lit up. Really, it's amazing. You should right near Starbucks. Go have a little wander.
Have you put your list together yet, or?
I don't really need any presents. I'm good.
Okay.
World peace.
Very nicely done.
Well, 10 minutes to go in this heat. And Luke Brumby is holding the lead. Bodie Williams still has the highest wave of the heat so far. Only needs a 3.01 to go to first, but I feel like scores like that today are quite hard. Noah Arkfeld, that last wave he had was a 4. Needs a 3.11 to go to first. And Kei Kobayashi's been a little bit quiet.
You'd be pretty filthy if you get knocked and they call it go on hold. Yeah. That's when you get I'd be in a mood.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'd probably kick something. Not a pet,
No.
but just an inanimate object.
Yeah, a box or something.
A rock.
Yeah, that would hurt. But
Yeah.
All right, live action right now. Noah Arkfeld, he's stalling. He's waiting for the section. He's gaining some speed. But unfortunately, that wave doesn't really offer him too much. And Kei is actually on his way to Japan after this event. So he's just come here to Taiwan to compete in this event, and then he's going to go over to Japan after this. I don't know if he's going for an event or if he's just going for a holiday, but he does live in San Clemente, so I'm sure he's going to go see some family over there and go for a nice trip.
Yeah, why not? We're not far away from there. What's the flight? Probably a couple of hours from here. We're
so.
Pretty much straight south, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be too far away. So it's a nice little stopover, and here we go. Just as we speak about him, unfortunately, Kay just gets a little bit caught behind that wave using the first priority. So a bit of a mistake there, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, he's a real technician, isn't he? But he's not really had a chance to showcase it in this one. He's had a couple of crumbly efforts, really, and hasn't found any kind of quality. He's got a bit of time. This is live action from Noah.
Yeah, Noah straight up into that first section. Nice driving carve. Gets up for another one, just using the rail to get a finish as well. So Noah trying to chase a 3.11. What are your thoughts?
I like the little carve to slide at the beginning of the wave, but it's quite a tall wave when he takes off. But then from here, dies a bit of a death, doesn't it? This way, so it goes a little sluggish, and he's like on his feet. He's sprightly, he's nimble, but I don't think there's loads of points on the inside right there.
Yeah, it's tricky to kind of find the waves that allow you two good sections. I feel like sometimes finding one with like one really good section and laying into it is a good opportunity. This is Bodhi trying to do just that, straight up into that first turn. He's got such a strong backhand, gets a second connection. That's a strong looking wave. He's looking to defend second place because that last wave of Noah's is yet to lock in. And as I mentioned before, Bodhi is from Victoria, so he's used to these windy conditions, but Kay found one as well.
Yeah, giving it a big strong hit on the backhand was Kay, but just sort of blowing out the back. This was some nice work done here from the Australian Williams. The opening section was decent. It ran away from him, won't get the finish, but good backhand turn out the back. What would you say would be the worst thing about being a Bulldog? True. What are some of the drawbacks?
Probably the amount of skin that you have. They have a lot of skin.
Right.
Yeah. But they're just so good. Maybe like the short legs and the fat body. They're quite obese, but you know that's the part of them.
Yeah,
that
for me
makes it
that
so
wouldn't.
cute.
Those wouldn't be the worst things about being a Bulldog.
Really, what would be the worst thing?
I would say it'd be people sort of projecting their own kind of stereotypes onto you about what they expect you to be and how you're going to act.
Yeah.
I think that would get a bit
I feel
tiresome
like-
after
yeah.
a while.
I feel like Bill.
Don't prejudge me. Just become a Bulldog.
I know. Bill is like, because everyone's like, oh, does he slobber all over you? And I'm like, no, Bill doesn't even like dribble or anything. It's like, he's just the best, honestly. I'm not even kidding. You'll meet him one day.
Got a lot of
Paul, and
skin,
you'll
but
be
he doesn't have a lot of dribble.
I'd prefer that, honestly. Well, 6 minutes to go. That last wave of Noah Arkveld, a 3.33. So Noah goes into second momentarily because that last wave of Bodhi Williams, that ride, 5.4. So Bodhi goes straight to first place. Luke Brumby down to second. And Noah once again chasing a score of 3.44 and Kay looking for a 4.17.
Judges love a combo of
They
backhand
do.
turns, don't they? They go crazy for it. So really enjoying that from him. It was a really nice section. And just the sort of speed and the venom between the turns, I think, got the damage done at the start of that wave. And, you know, you look at numbers and you think, that's actually solid. Getting a 5.4 at this stage of the heat when, you know, it's really tight, kind of bunched together. The surfing's getting a little bit similar. I think that was a great time to get that score.
Yeah, I agree. And Luke Brumby also locking in a good score too, a 5.83. So he's just making it harder to get to second place for Noah and for Kay because a 5.61 and a 6.33, even they are quite achievable scores, but they're quite hard to get out there on a day like today where it's a bit wind chopped. There's a lot of texture on the wave, and to get those scores, you really need to find a wave that's going to offer you two good sections.
Yeah, I mean, 6.33 feels like a particularly tall order, doesn't it? Well, I mean, I can't even think what that looks like. I can't even mind surf a 6.33 out there at the moment.
No,
It's like a long tube and then sort of two alley-oops.
Yeah,
I think,
probably.
Maybe three.
I don't know if a wave like that's going to come through, honestly, Paul. But, you know, we can't rule anyone out just yet. I do feel like, you know, Kay has first priority. As he said, he's a technician. He's very good at kind of breaking apart waves and breaking apart heat. So I'm sure he'll try and find an opportunity, but you can kind of see the conditions right now. It's windy, there's a glare, there's a lot going on. Yeah, I feel like a 6.33 is going to be a hard task.
Do you have a firm stance on the kind of bejeweled collars, like the leather with the studs, or for the Bulldogs?
Well, love them,
Okay.
but it's actually
I
really
knew there
bad
was a
for their
but.
neck skin. It's really bad.
Right.
So you're not supposed to put collars on bulldogs.
Oh.
Yeah. So Bill just...
I guess if they don't sort of go for walks anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, he's got a harness.
Okay.
Has his name on it and everything. It's quite cute. What about you? If you were a partner,
Yeah.
would you be having a bejeweled collar?
No. I'd say just no collar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the sausage dog generally are pretty disciplined.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, they got quite short legs as well.
They
So it's
do.
not like they can cover that much ground. So
You know, my favourite thing to watch is a sausage dog running on the beach and falling into a little hole because their legs are so short. Oh, I think it is the funniest thing ever. It's so cute. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
I mean, I'm picturing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
Okay. As long as no one gets hurt, though, right?
No, they don't get hurt.
It's just soft sand.
I
It's
think
not
they'd love
that
it. Yeah,
deep a
it's
hole.
soft sand.
Yeah.
They just kind of, the ears are flapping in the wind. So cute. Well, 3 minutes to go in this heat, and it's Bodie Williams who has found some great rhythm in this one. And Luke Brumby just holding on to second place right now. But yeah, we are going to go on hold after the completion of this heat until about 11:30. We'll make a call for a potential 12 o'clock start for the rest of the men's round of 96. We did have the men's round of 64 heats 1 to 4 on standby, but Paul, they're off for today. We will not be running those. You can see the conditions, they're tricky, it's quite difficult, but I do think we're going to have quite a windy week.
I think it's days like this where you really earn your stripes on the QS. This is
Oh,
what it's all
100%.
about, mate. Like, it's kind of like, only makes you stronger, right?
Yeah.
Just the sort of gale force wind howling out the Philippine Sea. Yeah, that's what the Q's about. I mean, conditions will hopefully get a lot better towards the end of the event. But if you're going to win an event on the QS, you're going to have to there's going to be days like these.
Yeah, there is.
You have to get through them.
Yeah, you just got to embrace it. I mean, it's a QS 5000, so there's some really great surfers. There is good, hopefully good waves coming towards the end of it. I don't think there's anything spectacular. I do think this wind is going to cause a bit of havoc, so we better get used to it, really, because it's going to be here. We can't control it, so let's just kind of work with it.
Just embrace it, enjoy it, vibe it,
Yeah,
breathe it, live it,
fully.
surf it,
Yeah,
commentate it,
yeah, all of the above, really. Just be out there. But
kite surf it.
do you kite surf, Paul?
No.
No. Yeah, that would wig me out. I feel like I'd just get kind of lifted up, blown way out to sea.
I think today might be one of those days where you see some of those videos of stuff goes wrong, people get tangled up in the sort of telegraph wires or up a cliff somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually on the phone before. I was trying to find a spot that wasn't in the wind, but it was just kind of, the wind was going in every direction. And I was like, well, I really just need to be inside on the phone right now.
This is a text message.
Yeah, I'll call you later.
Yeah.
Well, 45 seconds to go. And it looks like we have a puddle here. This is Luke Brumby looking to better a 3.77 or potentially get a 4 to go to first. He's found a nice looking left. Will he be able to wind up? He does, for a nice connection there. This one just stretching out. And Luke just absolutely going to town on this wave. There's been really nice flow. He's been going up and into each section. So will that better the 3.77? It looks like Bodie Williams also trying to defend first place because anything can happen. It looks like everyone's had a wave at some point in the last 30 seconds of this heat. So potentially, scores for everyone to lock in. And this is going to be the last heat of the morning until about 11:30. We have a call for a potential 12 o'clock start, but we do have scores to lock in. Bodie Williams finding a wave there. Luke Brumby, Noah. Luke Brumby's last wave was a 3.5, so it does not go into his top 2. Waiting on these scores. Looks like Noah Arkfeld's wave won't be enough. It's a 2.83. Kei Kobayashi looking for a 6.33. He also has a score to lock in as well. He has a pretty tall task at the moment to get to second place. I'm sure there's nervous times for Luke Brumby on the beach. And Bodie Williams also got a wave in that exchange as well, so waiting for quite a few scores. we're going to stick with this action. You can see Noah Arkfeld unfortunately bowing out in the round of 96.
Yeah, don't think we're going to change much of that exchange at Bodie. I don't think he's going to prove with it. Here's Luke Brumby's way. There's a bit of vigour in that. There's sort of a lot of turns.
Wow. Okay, we got scores coming in for Kei Kobayashi. It looks like they might be decent.
Ooh, okay, yeah, wow. Look at that number dropping. All sorts going on here. Bit of drama maybe. So Luke Brumby, potentially the surfer, is under threat. He's in second. Kei needs a 6.33, which we were saying, well, that's a really big number. And it actually just drops. It's decent.
Yeah, it's a 5.63 for Kei Kobayashi, so just not enough. He moves to third, but it will be Bodie Williams and Luke Brumby moving on through to the next round. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with an 11:30 a.m. potential call for a 12 o'clock start, and we'll move into the men's heat 4 for the round of 96.